All right, so this month's theme was Golden Hour, and I think, yeah, we'll just dive right in. As soon as you're ready, Doug. Okay, oh, and yeah, sorry, just to remind people, first of all, I'll ask whose photo it is, because I don't know, and then give people a minute to look at it, and then ask questions or comment on it. The photographer can talk about it, and then questions and comments. And please remember to use the mic. I know there should be one. Yeah, Gord has it right there. Okay, so who do we have to thank for this first one? Oh, right at the back, Chris. All right.
So I took this one just west of Milk River, and just thought it was a nice scene with the car coming home and dirt country road, and as the sun was setting.
Yeah. Thoughts? So placement of car is really good. Yeah?
I didn't actually place it there, just... I caught it there.
All right. I like the sun. Just having the sun in there, I think, adds to it. And I like the dust that you're seeing off the car. How it catches the light there. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I agree with you with the sun and the dust. Absolutely, just add to the mood. Another thing that works for me is the framing on the right side with the electric wires and the post, and on the left side on the fence. They have those kind of shapes and frame the subject and make it really tight and really good to look at. So.
Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, next. Okay. Here, pass the mic over. Sorry. Gord. Oh, sorry, where'd it go?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
We'll get it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Mount Rundle in Banff, and it was just when the sun was going down. At Vermilion Lakes. Which month? That would have been in October. I tried to take some for this, but I didn't have much luck with the light, so I used this one.
I really love the light kissing the top of those mountains. I also like the little insects in the grass. Other comments?
The orange appears not just on the main mountain, but also way over on the left. Spots instead of just the one.
So how we have the light on not just that main one, but also on the left there. Yeah? Any other questions or comments? A beautiful landscape photo. And the reflection is just, yeah, it's quite something.
No, this was it. That was how it looked that night. I just was sitting in the rushes there with my tripod, and that's what it was.
It was a good use of foreground, like the way it's kind of framing, kind of cupping the mountains in the reflection, as opposed to if you step forward and maybe just had the reflection. I think you've used that to your advantage there.
Okay. All right, next. All right, whose is this one? Oh, back here.
This is oh God. I was just down in Arizona now. For whatever reason, the mountain doesn't, I can't remember what it is. Anyways, it is, I was just there in March, and during the spring and fall equinox, you get the shadow, and they call that the cougar. Can you see it in the middle? Chasing its prey. And there's only a couple of days at either equinox that the shadow comes out. And I just thought it was great because it was a rainy, overcast day all day until right before the time that the sun was going to go down. And this is about 10 minutes before the sunset. And through the shadow perfect, and that's it.
Good timing. Yeah, totally good timing.
Yeah, nice. Questions or comments? It's a beautiful photo. I think if I was to make two improvements to it. One is, I might have actually, because that shadow is your focus, I might have cropped that so it was tighter in so that became more dominant. There's a building or something right at the very bottom that I would have just cropped a little tighter. I'm just finding that. And actually, I guess on the right there, just maybe crop those on the edges.
Yeah, there was a lot of foreground in there that I
Yeah.
did crop. I tried to crop. I think it just kind of got too close to the shadow, so I just left that little bit in. I wish I could have got rid of it. And where we can see the mountain is right at the park where my mom is. It's like straight at the entrance, and so we didn't have to even travel to get to it.
But I love the discovery. Like probably even if you hadn't mentioned the cougar, someone would have seen it eventually. And that the notion of discovery in the photo, I think it's really fun.
Well, and I didn't know about it until we were there, and somebody was like, "Hey, you'll have to look for the cougar in the mountain." And so we went for a couple of days to, and then each day it just got a little bit better, so you could see it a little bit more. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but.
Well, thank you for sharing with us. That's great. Other comments or questions? Great. Okay, let's move to the next. All right. Who's our photographer this time? Anyone want to claim it, even if it's not theirs? Okay. Well, my first impressions, I love the rays coming out of that sun, and how they're playing across the water there. And then, yeah, good foreground. I think this is a good example of that sort of foreground, middle ground, background separation. Looks like there's a little boat there, kind of hidden in the shadows for people to discover, kind of on the left there. And I like that the photographer has obviously gotten down low. Yeah. Anyone else? Anyone else's thoughts or comments? Okay. So question is, the beams of light, would that be due to a filter or post-processing? Anyone have thoughts on that? Slow shutter speed? Okay. Yeah. Right. So most likely it's taken at a small aperture. So like f16, f22, probably in that range. Yeah. I think if I was to improve this photo, I might in Photoshop or Lightroom try to clone out that one bright spot, that sort of lens flare in the lower right-hand corner. That's always tricky. And certainly shooting directly into the sun, I know you always end up with those. It's hard to avoid those. All right. All right, that'd be gorgeous. Okay, thank you, Dave.
So first off, I apologize. There was only two of us standing there, so I'll go home right after the meeting and do that. So this was late afternoon, just as the sun was starting to go towards the mountains in Death Valley. And it was as gold as I could see at that time. So anyhow.
Okay. Questions or comments?
I like the photo. I thought he was on a camel at first.
It was on camel. Okay. I love that sweeping line through.
Sand is amazing. Different angles of the ripples.
I understand, having been to this place twice now, why people are so fascinated with these sand dunes, because every day they're different. The wind blows at night, shifts things around, moves things around, gets rid of all the footprints, and you can go back out there the next day and just have a great time. Just new sets of shadows and light and whatever.
What time of day was it for?
Well, the sun would go behind the mountains about 5 o'clock, so probably 4:30. This was in November, so pretty early. Well, on my monitor at home, it shows up a little more saturated than this screen, but I didn't really enhance the color at all. When the sun is low, it's really kind of neat what the colors are there.
Okay. Other comments or questions? All right, let's move to the next. All right, I'll claim this one. This was me getting up early at Nicholas Sharon and catching some of the seagulls feeding. So I chose this one actually because of the shadow of the crayfish on it. To really, I guess, I liked how crisp it was and that it really did show how the sun was low. So that was kind of what I was, it was intentionally going out at early morning golden hour. And this, if I remember on Sunday morning, it was fairly cloudy, and then I had to kind of wait for that sun to really kind of break through to get this. Yeah. Okay. Any questions or comments? Very nice. Thank you. Clone out the arrow. Yeah. I missed that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. All right. We'll move to next. Is this yours, John? Yeah. Okay. There.
Well, the sun was very nice on the bells and whatnot, and it only lasted for a few seconds. It changed really quick for some reason, probably with the clouds. But Gil and I were out exploring, and I just thought it was a nice spot by the dam, that little museum there.
It was only 10 minutes of sun that entire day, and then the
Yeah.
clouds came over, and the rest of the day was just gloomy. And there's absolutely no editing done on that.
Oh, no editing, no
editing
post-processing.
whatsoever.
Wow.
But it changed awful quick. I think I took 3 pictures and it was gone.
Yeah, the few times that I've managed to get golden hour photos, I agree. That's one thing about golden hour is how quickly things change.
Yeah.
How quickly the light can change. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Questions or comments?
Where's the wildlife gone?
Where's the wildlife?
Well, I tried herding it over, but it didn't get along with me. It went the other direction. It went north. There was mule deer across the road from that.
Well, if there's something there to see, you'll find it.
Yeah, it's too bad the buffalo aren't there. The buffalo are a little bit north of that. Snake Trail.
One thing I like in this photo is the lighting on the grass at the very front. And then you have this dark, and then you have the light again. That adds these layers into the photo. And then of course you have the mountains. And, yeah. And there's lots. I like just how much there is to see and explore in here with the buildings and the wind turbines. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Anyone else? Okay, we'll move to the next. Whose is this? Do we have? Oh, Judy over there. Okay. Sure. Thanks. There should have been a mic on that side. Just pass it to Judy. Yeah. Oh. Maybe it's not on. Okay, here. Try this one. That's okay.
So I just kind of liked the way the light was hitting the side of those bins, and it's not the most exciting photo, but at least I got out and took one. But I sort of edited it so it had kind of a vintage look, and then I rounded the corners to make it look like one of those prints that we used to get in the 70s. Though some of you weren't old enough then, but anyway, yeah, that's it.
Thoughts?
Yeah, it's a rule of odds.
And rule of thirds. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely has that old-timey feel to it. Okay. Yeah, as you said, the play of light and shadow in this is very nice. You even rounded the corners, didn't you? Yeah. Sorry. Nice. Okay. Anyone else? All right, we'll move to next. Oh my. Oh, there. Thanks.
So this is taken in Myanmar in Southeast Asia, and I thought it kind of captured real golden hour. This is a site, a religious site, and it was just a fantastic 24 hours that I spent there taking photos. You get there in the day, and I found out that the last bus down, because it's quite high up, was at like 5:30 in the evening, and I felt, oh, that's just too bad. And then I found out there was a place you could stay up there, and so we booked that, and I pretty much stayed up half the night. But the real good photos were this after sunset, or just at the end of dusk, and then early morning, the same thing, because the pilgrims just keep coming and applying the gold. What's the really thin sheets of gold? They go up and they rub it on, and you can see that makes the rock bumpy in places because so much gold has been applied. Gold leaf, that's what I was trying to think of. Very interesting. Just so much going on with all the different sites, and a lot of great photo opportunities.
Can you describe the scene? Is there like a big cliff drop right there?
Oh, it's yes. I guess I see it. That's a good point. Describing the scene. Yes, it's perched on the edge of a cliff, and probably, there is a viewing area below this on the left. It's probably 110 feet below. So if it came off, it would actually, yeah, it would be a big boom. I'm going to just try and point. It's so balanced on the edge, and you can't see it quite from here, but I'm going to just point. Where's my... when you're looking this way, like from over here looking this way, you can actually see under 2/3 of the rock. So it is very precariously balanced, or it looks to be from that angle. I mean, it is from this as well. But yeah, just one of the really amazing things to see if you're in Myanmar. It's in Myanmar. So it used to be called Burma, so it's right beside Thailand, sandwiched between Thailand and Bangladesh. Wouldn't recommend going there now. They've had a lot of political unrest since I took this. I took this in 2017 in February, and it was just, you could only go to Myanmar for 7 days. That's the maximum they'll give you a visitor visa for. And we basically just flew in and started buying bus tickets all over the place and winging it as we went. And we really got to see fantastic sights.
So has someone just carved that on the top?
No, that's just a natural boulder that was there. And it became, a pilgrimage site because of how it's so unusual. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, they've built it. That's just a temple on the top of it. Yes, they've put that on.
Is it on the rock or behind it?
No, it's on top of the rock. Yeah.
And you can actually go in that temple?
No, you cannot. Actually, where the people are there, it's only men that are allowed to go there. So they have a separate area for women, but yeah, you couldn't even begin to even climb on that rock. It's so smooth, you would just slip down and fall off.
What is it, like granite?
I do not know what kind of rock it is.
So is there a way to get into that temple?
No.
Okay, so it's not a used temple. It's just like a statue. It's just like a college to look like a temple.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just a religious monument is what it is. But the whole area is a temple. I did. I carry a tripod all the time, and I use it probably 95% of the time. So there is, yep. There's a viewing area on all sides.
That's for the real faithful. That must be a very bright light on that.
Very bright. It's just, it's like farm lights aimed at it. When you're looking from the other way back, it's blinding.
That rock appears to be probably 15, 18 feet wide and maybe about 18 or 20 feet tall. What about from the front here to the back of it? How far is it that way? Roughly the same?
It's a little more narrow, actually. No, it's just in the middle of nowhere. It's too bad. I could have, if I had known that there was the interest in I could have put in just a few extras just to show different angles and from different distances to give you a better idea. But if you go online and look at, just put in Golden Rock, Burma or Myanmar, or probably even Southeast Asia, you'll see tens of thousands of images. The one thing that I will say that was kind of terrifying going there was, so in the guidebook it says you basically get in the back of a dump truck that's got wooden benches, and you go up incredibly twisty roads, and you're kind of hanging on for dear life. And as you're sitting waiting to go, they're selling you life insurance. It's pretty funny in one way, and but then we'd read that in the guidebooks, and then we took off, and it actually turned out to be way more calm than what we were expecting. And then we found out later that's because the road had been completely changed from when the guidebook was written. So we were actually on a new road that was more well thought out. But it really was a great experience staying up top overnight and just taking in all the sights and sounds. Cool at night, very warm in the day, but it's pretty high up. Even though it's not a mountain, we climbed for, like in the local bus to get to where we could get on the dump truck to go up top. Probably came up, it's probably about 35 or 3,800 feet above sea level, so you get that cool night.
All right.
Do you know why they really can't go there?
I don't. It's most likely, yeah, it's mostly likely a religious thing that, wouldn't be acceptable in a lot of places, but seems to be in Asia or some third world countries just unchallenged.
So did you go with Darlene?
Yeah. I actually never went out to that where they all are. Just I feel always as a North American or as a Westerner that if I can stay back a little bit, I don't stick myself right in the situation.
I keep getting drawn back to that star right near the top. Okay, any other comments? Or questions? Okay, we'll move to the next one.
So I want to apologize because this is mine as well. So I think we should just go past this and not talk about it. I got mixed up and I looked at the month theme and I submitted this thinking it was last month's theme for Fleeting Moments. Okay. And then I realized I just looked at the wrong topic and I didn't know how to take it back out.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Okay. There.
Right behind you. Okay.
I took this in June, I think, of 2020. With COVID, I bought a camera. So it's one of the first kind of landscapey type shots that I took. No thought, just pointed and it looked pretty, so I pressed the button and this happened. And that's it.
What lake is that?
Park Lake. Oh. Yep. Yep, still there. Or at least it was as of last year.
Well, I want to congratulate you on finding a calm, absolutely calm. Every time I go to Park Lake to try and get something like that, I just can't. Yeah. Okay, comments?
Nice lighting on the water.
Beautiful lighting on the water, yeah. So definitely, I like the reflection. I also like how that wharf leads you into the photo. this, we often talk about leading lines in a photo, and I think this is a good example of that. Yeah. Other thoughts? All right, next. Okay, I'm going to guess whose this is, just based on the subject. And I don't think he's here. I don't think Ralph's here. Yeah, so you can say anything you want because he's not here, I guess. That's right. Sorry, I forgot. These are put online. All right. Sorry, what was that? Nice place for a golden hour. Yes, good location. This is Costa Rica? Okay.
I'm not sure if he's back or not, but I just think he's doing the life thing was from Costa Rica.
Okay, so we think he sent this from Costa Rica, yeah. Which, yeah. To me, it feels like the horizon isn't quite level. Yeah. I mean, he probably didn't, if he just sent it from his phone, he probably didn't do any editing. But yeah, nice colors on the jungle there. Other thoughts or comments?
I guess my question to the horizon, if you leveled that off, wouldn't the person in there be tilting forward?
Oh, that's a good question. So if you leveled the horizon, would the person then look like they were tilting forward or leaning forward? Well, and the water would be level. Okay, yeah. Very nice beach photo. And yeah, good one for, I guess, middle of winter to sort of a get you through the winter photo. Okay. All right, next.
This was my first attempt at a golden hour photo. With one of my friends, we decided to stay up very late after work and just go out for a sunrise and try and play around with cameras.
So this is down under the bridge, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, so brawny. Did that? Oh, it can't get it to work. Okay, here. Oh. We'll have to bounce the mic back.
Thanks. I thought that this photo has lots of potential. It's a really great attempt, and with the framing, with the backlight. If I could make just a couple of suggestions, I feel that hand is much brighter than the face, so there's a couple of ways to deal with this. You can have a reflector on the other side, which would reflect the beautiful light back into the subject, Or, if you don't have anything, then in Photoshop or Lightroom, you can just brighten the face, give a little bit more life in the eyes, and I'll be darken the hand. Or even take the picture without the hand. It's kind of almost coming out of nowhere with the crop. So I think it would be better even without the hand, just a reflector for the face, and it would be like really, really stunning photo.
Yeah. I think the composition, as you said, is really nice. And lighting, as we know, can be tricky. So maybe, yeah. Okay, sorry. Did you want to comment any more? Okay. Just so people, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how I did it because this was a few years ago now, and I don't really remember exactly what I did to get the photo. I was also very tired.
Nice catch lights in the eyes, yeah.
Filling in the shadows underneath the chin.
Okay. So using a reflector to fill in those shadows under the chin. Other comments? Yeah. Okay. Next.
So this is just a female red-winged blackbird out in the Coldell Ponds at dusk. Long lens, trying to get rid of that background, looking into the sun.
Comments?
Yes, I use the eye detect on my camera to focus on the bird.
Yeah, so very shallow depth of field then. Well, yeah. You said you used a long lens. What was the lens?
I believe this was a 600 f4.
Okay.
I really like the colors in this glare. I tend to want to crop it a little bit from the top left corner in just a bit. I love the bull rush on the right. That little piece just by the side there, I just want to bring it in a bit more so that the bird is more to the third.
So Gail's suggestion of maybe cropping on the left. Top left. Okay. To try and get the bird more on that third corner. That was the suggestion.
Yeah, I think I intentionally left this kind of as is because I really tend to crop in heavy, and I'm just really trying to get more of the environment. But yeah, I see that, piece of that bulrush on the left that's kind of distracting. But yeah, more of an environmental than more environmental, less of the bird.
But yeah, I concur with Gail's comment there. The colors are wonderful in this. the bend in the reed that kind of looks like a doorway for the bird. Yeah? All right. So, and we're back to the beginning. All right. Well, thank you. And thank you to all our wonderful photographers contributing, and for all your comments. And I always learn more doing this. Okay, so we're going to move on to our day in the life part 2. That's the next thing. So we don't even need to bring up the lights. Okay. Well, the only comment I guess I'll make is after seeing those wildlife photos from Ralph, I don't think I'm going to go to Costa Rica. I think I'll take that one off my list. Okay. So that's it for this evening. Just to wrap things up, I want to remind people about, because I was asked about this on the break, just the details again about LA Gallery next Tuesday. So that's Tuesday, April 25th at 6:30 at LA Gallery. The address is 421 and 5th Street South, so corner of 4th Avenue and 5th Street. And Scott's going to be showing us printing, framing, and talking about papers to print on. Laura Lee will be sending out more specific details shortly when she gets back from her visit with her family. Sorry, back to my agenda. So we are planning. We're in the works of planning an in-person workshop towards the end of May, and so you'll be receiving an email shortly just to collect ideas or a reminder to email contact at lethbridgephoto.org, lethbridgephotoclub.org. Ideas for what you would like to see for workshop sessions. So a number of years ago, I know we did one on Lightroom. We were in this room, and people came with their laptops, and I actually still have the notes from that workshop sitting next to my computer that I refer to every so often. So that's just to give you an idea of a topic that we might have, but could be, portraits, practicing portraits if that's of interest. But we're collecting ideas to start organizing that towards the end of May. So the May meeting, as I mentioned earlier, the theme for next month is going to be rule of odds, which you're all experts at now. We are looking for somebody for a Being There segment for May. So if you've been anywhere interesting, it almost sounds like maybe Mike should do one on Myanmar, given the amount of interest there was tonight. But yeah, again, contact us if you have, contact me if you have an idea or you have something. And yeah, and then as always, we're going to thank, unless I've missed anything. Yes. Okay.
And I don't remember the time or the details or anything, but I'll probably post something
on social media? Okay. So
but it sounds quite interesting. That's Strudel Brand, and I think there's a few others involved.
Okay, so it's like an art show or something here. Yeah. You said tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, so, and you'll post some details on, okay. Okay, so people may be interested in that. Okay. Anything else? If not, once again, we are going to thank Gail and Annetta for our refreshments for the break. And with that, we are adjourned until next month.